Hi guys, it's Heather with SeaHerAdventures. I am coming to you today with a packing video. I'm getting ready to leave on a 2-week trip, and this is a multi-fold trip. The first week is going to be for work, and that's going to call for a whole different wardrobe than the second week, which is for a cruise. And while it is a cruise, it is a conference for me. Our company has an annual conference, which is typically held on a ship, and this year it's going to be on Symphony of the Seas, which I'm totally excited about. But that's a very different wardrobe from my work wardrobe. So trying to fit 2 weeks worth of very different clothing, although I did find some crossover, into one suitcase. So I'm gonna do one suitcase and a carry-on bag, and then I'll have my camera bag, which is all in and of itself. It's already pre-packed at all times. So let's get started with some packing. I will do a little time lapse for you with the actual packing into the cubes because that's a little bit boring. But let me show you what I have ready to go. And along the way, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that might be helpful for you on your next trip, either for land or for sea. Now these are the bags that I'm selecting from. Typically, I'm going to use this carry-on bag. I go to Miami every month for my job, and everything I have goes into that bag and into a carry-on, which is typically not that bag. But because I'm going for 2 weeks and I have a little bit more, I'm going to use this 24-inch suitcase instead. I think that I'll fit everything comfortably in there using packing cubes. And then the things that I need at hand are going to go in this carry. So I have laid out here all of the clothes that I'm going to be taking with me and a couple of packing cubes. So part of this is for work and part of this is for play. I've been able to find a little bit of a crossover between the two. Fortunately, my company has a little bit more of a casual policy, so I don't have to take any suits or anything of that nature. And what I do when I pack always is I pre-select outfits, and I pack the outfits. And I will occasionally pack an extra shirt, what have you, but I try to keep it really simple and pack as little as possible by creating those outfits before I even put them in the suitcase. Taking a lot more shoes than I normally do because I do have water shoes and flip-flops, which I typically don't wear. I also have a pair of dressier shoes because we have an awards night that we're going to be participating in as well. So let's get packing. On any typical trip, I'm going to take either this bag, which has all of my toiletries in it, or if I'm taking my smaller suitcase, I'm going to put all of the contents of this bag into a gallon size Ziploc bag. I know they say a quart size. I've used a gallon size for years. I've never, ever had a problem, even before I had TSA PreCheck and global entry. A couple of things that go with me in my carry-on are my medicine bag, which includes my first aid kit and my actual medicine, and things like ibuprofen. And then all of my charging, my basic charging for my phone. These are the things that I'm going to need very quickly, potentially, and things that I might need on the plane. So in order to charge my phone on the plane, I'm going to go to this bag. So that's going to get dropped into my carry-on. I did want to specifically share this with you guys. Now, I'm very sensitive to the sun. I had the doctor tell me I'm allergic to the sun. Whatever, I need to cover up fully. I plan to go, we're going to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and I plan to go snorkeling while we are there. I'm also going on the water slide, so one of the bathing suits that I'm taking includes shorts, so that I don't have a problem with the water slides. But this is what I use for snorkeling. These are by UV Skins, UVSKINZ. I found these on, I think it was on their website. If not, it may have been on Amazon. But they're full-length pants. They are 50 plus SPF. And then instead of wearing a traditional rash guard, I like to have this jacket because I can remove it. So it's also 50 plus SPF, and I can wear this in the water. And it has little thumb holes in it, so I can have most of my hand covered while I'm in the water doing my snorkeling. So just a little tip for you guys, that if you are sensitive to the sun, if you burn easily, that is, and I've had these for several years. I've taken them on many trips, but that's a great resource for you, UV skins, if you are sensitive to the sun. Now, if you are going to the Caribbean, you want to remember sunscreen and bug spray. We're going for a whole week and we're going to be in the sun. I want to make sure that I have plenty of sunscreen. So instead of putting it in a small travel bottle, and because I'm checking a bag, I'm going to go ahead and take the big bottle of sunscreen with me, and then just my small can of bug spray. We're going to be in St. Martin. We're going to be riding ATVs. I'm going to want that bug spray, and so is my best friend who is going with me. Okay, packing cubes are packed. There are a couple things that did not fit, but that's okay because I'll fit those around the packing cubes. Now, my luggage is hard-sided luggage, and for many, many years, I was not a fan of hard-sided luggage. But once I switched, I have to say I could never go back to soft-sided luggage. This is just more durable, and honestly, it's lighter weight. I would love to have an away bag, but those are just outside of my price range at this point. So I'm going to stick with these, and this is a pattern that you cannot miss coming off of the carousel. So my bag is not going to be mistaken. And also on all of my bags, this is a little tip for you. I've taken my business card and I have put it into just this little plastic sleeve, and I have super glued it beyond belief to my suitcase. I have that on every suitcase. So there's a little tip for you. It's kind of a permanent luggage tag. So tons and tons of room. And now we're going to put all of this into here. One of the other things that you saw me put in my bag was a hair straightener. And they make them as curling irons as well. They're travel size hair straighteners, curling irons, and they're really great to have if you travel a great deal because they're super compact, super lightweight. You don't typically need something really heavy. When you're going on a cruise or you're staying at a hotel, you typically don't need a hair dryer. So you don't need to pack all of those big bulky items into your bag. If you travel a lot, it's worth the investment. I think that my hair straightener was probably about $9 or $10 off of Amazon. So definitely seek out those things that are going to save space in your bag and help to keep the weight down, because you don't want to pay overweight fees. All right guys, so there you have it. So I fit my 2 bags with all of my clothing, as well as my one dressy outfit and a sweatshirt. I take one sweatshirt, and this is really lightweight, folds up really well. That's it over on this side, and then all of the other items are over here. Now, I will at the last minute add toothbrush, toothpaste into this bag, and then my brush, comb, etc. into this bag. But this is always packed, and all of the items are always full. I fill up all of the shampoo, etc. when I come back from a trip each month. Almost forgot my snorkel gear, but thankfully I had plenty of room over here. So if you're wondering what I did with my under things, because those weren't in the packing cubes, I use the shoe bags that are built in for my under things. So my underwear and my bras and all of those personal items, I just tuck those in kind of where they fit. So I am already ready to go with my suitcase. It fit. Here is another travel hack for you. If you travel a lot, you stay in hotel rooms, you cruise a lot, keep a couple of these binder clips. These are medium-sized binder clips. Keep a couple of these in your bag. These are great for holding curtains shut. So a lot of the time, the blackout curtains won't stay completely closed. So all you have to do is just clip those together in a couple of spots up at the top and down towards the bottom, and those will stay closed and you'll have true blackout. So super easy, super cheap hack. Okay guys, now that we are done with the actual packing, I'm ready to go. All I'm going to have to do is when I'm ready to leave next Sunday morning for Miami, I'll just throw in my last minute items, which will include my toothbrush, toothpaste, and just my brushes. This, which you saw me put in, is a great little power extender. Now you cannot take an actual power cord with you on the ship anymore. People used to do that all of the time. It's very unsafe, it's a fire hazard, but these that plug into just one outlet will extend to 3 outlets. So if you can find a spot in the cabin where you can plug in, you can use a USB extender in order to charge multiple things at one time. So I have a couple of different USB extenders that will charge 3, 4, 5, 6 different things at one time. And that way, if you have more than one person in a cabin, you're also going to have lots of power outlets for both people to use. Also, don't forget your TSA approved lock. It's really important, especially if you are checking a bag, to use a lock. Lots of things disappear, and even with a lock, things can disappear. But all of the TSA areas are on camera. So if you're missing something, you need to report it right away. But you're going to be missing less if you have a TSA approved lock. This means that they can scan the bag. If they choose to pull your bag for further inspection for whatever reason, whatever's inside of the bag, they can open it using their TSA lock. And then they'll shove everything back in a bizarre fashion, and you'll know. Plus they'll put a little piece of paper in there that says they rifled through your bag. But that's part of the reason why I don't put even my costume jewelry in my bag. I don't want to draw attention to it. Next is some small bags for your jewelry or other small items that you want to keep track of. So I put one thing in here, and then I have other things, earrings, a necklace, that sort of thing, in these small bags. You can get these at Michael's, Joann's. You might have received something in a bag like this. Keep those. They're really, really inexpensive though. I think you can get them typically in the wedding section or party favor section. You can get them probably 5 for $2 or something like that. But keep all of these little bags because they come in really handy. And then these kinds of bags as well. So this happens to be a little Kate Spade bag. This is from an amenity kit on Qantas, who I used to work for, and those, I have a ton of those bags, fortunately, and those come in really handy. So keep those kinds of things. If you travel a lot, you will find that you can make great use of them for storing all of your little bits and pieces. If you are able to travel in just a carry-on, I highly recommend it. It saves you a lot of time at the airport at your destination. You're not sitting there at baggage claim waiting for your bag to show up and wondering if it's even going to show up. I've had a lot of luck with that. Unfortunately, I have status because I travel so much. I can check my bag for free, but that's a huge savings if you can travel carry-on only. And it's a time savings, it's a money savings, and honestly, you don't need to take that much stuff. I'm probably significantly overpacked, but I don't want to be caught not having enough to wear for work and not having enough to wear for the cruise. The crossover is not great because what I have to wear for work is a little bit more business casual, shall we say, and that's not what I want to wear on a cruise. I want to wear t-shirts and capris or shorts, bathing suits, and obviously I can't wear those to work. When you are flying, you definitely want to have an extra layer with you because it can either be really hot or really cold on a plane, and it's either one or the other, and you never know which it's going to be. So travel wearing something a little bit lighter. I typically wear long pants, long flowy, like a palazzo pant, and a t-shirt, and then I have my sweater, which I showed you, and that stays in my carry-on so that I can add that if it's cold. Now you may be wondering why I didn't just pack on Saturday, the day before I leave on my trip. But one of the things that I have found makes me comfortable when I go away on a trip is to clean my house so that I have a clean house when I come home. Now, my niece does come and stay here while I'm gone, especially because I'm gone for a couple of weeks this time, and she will leave the house as clean as she finds it. But I find that it makes me feel comfortable and calm when I walk back in the door when I get home and my house is clean and I don't have to tackle that as soon as I walk in the door. I travel a lot, so for me that's just one of the essentials that I found. If you are somebody who likes to have a really clean and tidy house, that might be something you want to consider doing before you leave on your trip, and fit that into your packing schedule so that you can make sure you get it all done without stressing out. The key, guys, is that you're going on a trip hopefully to have fun. Even if it's a work trip, hopefully you'll find a way to have some fun while you're gone, and don't stress too much about what's going in your suitcase. Obviously you need the essentials, but most of us are not going to be without an opportunity to go get something if we forget it. So don't stress too much. Try to pack the essentials. I used to make a list. Now the list is in my head because I do this every month. So have a great time wherever you're going. Make sure that you seek out adventure. And if you need any help with anything related to travel, certainly feel free to drop a comment below. Definitely like this video and subscribe it. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope it was useful for you. Make sure you check out some of the videos that I have linked here, and join me on my travels. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.